Hello and welcome to Nails by Finn. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be decorating a phone case. I have seen other nail channels do this and I had to get in on it because I really like decorating phone cases. It has just been years. If you are new, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, it's really good to see you again. And I'm just going to get straight into this video. I am starting off with those gems. That is a new set of gems that I just got. And these are some charms that are just too big for my nails. And a couple are not, but the really big candy kawaii charms, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and use these on a case. And I still have a few left in case I do want to do like a really extended set of nails. Hint, hint. And I'm going to go in with some of these smaller candy charms as I see fit. But yes, I'm just going to go ahead and get started and prep this case. I also threw in some Hello Kitty charms at the end of the video because I really wanted to add some of those. I only did like 3, I believe. But yes, let's go ahead and get started. I am going to start by, of course, doing everything that you would do with nails and like clipping, because I really didn't need to clip it. I did modify this case a little bit. I ended up filing the little circles around the camera part because it was too small to fit over the lens covers that I had. And it's something that's been overdue. Like, I've been using this case on my phone and it's been so comfortable and one of my favorite cases. We are going to start off with some Macart glue after we prep the case. I'm also going to go ahead and use some glitter. I think I have everything that I need for this case. So in a moment, you're going to see me start filing the case, and I'll be back to chime in if I have anything else to say. Welcome and enjoy the video. Goodness gracious. This is too loud. Y'all, I was saying that this is loud because I have not heard a drill on the back of a phone case before. This is my first time ever taking my e-file to a phone case. In the past, I didn't have one, and what we were doing back then was just using E6000 glue and gems and, kawaii charms, or we would just like alcohol it or something, or use a fingernail file, like a hand file. I have never, and then plus I did not own electric drill back then, so I'm using an e-file on the phone case today, and the amount of noise surprised me. I really am not like a loud noise person, but yeah, dusted off the remnants of the dust, and I also used alcohol. So everything you would do to prep nails for gel or for a set of acrylics, you're going to want to do that, including dehydrator. I did not prime the case though, because I thought that would be like overdoing it. And yeah, this is not flesh, it's just plastic, so I didn't think the primer would be necessary. But yeah, just wiping it off with some alcohol now to just get off any oil as well, because I was using this phone case for about a week or two before recording this video. And at the end of the video, I am going to also put rhinestones on the buttons. That's something that I haven't seen people do yet, and I wanted to be a little bit different. So I'm dehydrating the case now to make sure that all of the oil is out of this case. And places where it may have collected, like the edges, I made sure to focus on those parts more heavily than the middle and like I guess the rest of the phone case. There was just this part of me that felt like the material of this case, if I did not do all of this, the back of the phone case would have just fallen off eventually, or got to a point where I could peel it off in one piece. And I wanted to avoid that because I do know that with rhinestone glue, you can use some on certain surfaces and peel it off and like stick it to your nail to make like, you know, different designs and shapes. I did not want that to happen. But anyway, I'm using my old rhinestone glue that basically needed to be used up. I am going to start by going around this little hole that is open for like the flash area with rhinestones. I'm using some small ones to just outline that. And that is because I'm going to flood the center of this case because it does have like a little lip over the edges, like kind of like a little like really shallow pool. I'm going to fill that up with the rhinestone glue because I want everything to stick, and this is why I spent so much time prepping so that it doesn't come off in one piece. It's going to be one little slab of glue in that reservoir that's going to hold everything together and hold everything on the case. So I'm going to empty out the rest of this glue. I do have a new one, and this glue has just been getting to the bottom, and I'm like, you know what, this is a good way to not waste any of this glue. So I ended up squeezing every little bit of the rest of this glue out of this tube onto this case, and it ended up being just enough for this particular project. And now I am just using this little method that I see people do when they make the little sugar cookie recipes, where they use like a little tool, like a pointy tool or like a little tool. I'm using the back of this makeup brush as one of those tools to basically combine and smooth all of this rhinestone glue out so that I have like one smooth coat of glue filling this little reservoir. So now I'm just preparing to lay out these bigger charms first. I am gonna work from the bigger charms to the smaller charms. This is how we've always done it. Even when we first started bedazzling phone cases with E6000 glue and hot glue, we would always like start with the bigger charms first and then fill it up with smaller charms around them and just go down in size as you see the case start to fill. So the more charms I put, the smaller you will notice the charms and the rhinestones get, so that everything's filled. You'll see me use a lot of different tips that I do, or that a lot of nail techs and that people who are like DIY nail techs or do it yourself, do it at home, YouTubers, you'll see a lot of those different techniques in this video as well. And I wanted this case to be saturated with charms. Okay, so that is why you're going to see me moving stuff around so that it can fit. Like, I want this to be a real junk case, like the junkiest case that I can come up with, even if I have to do multiple layers of charms, which is what I ended up doing. So even after I was done applying charms, I was applying charms on top of charms. You'll see that later too. So this is the part where I'm talking about where I was going to use some nail techniques in this charm. I mean, on this case, excuse me. And I'm going to use glitter in the glue. Just sprinkle different types of glitter in the color scheme that I would like. And you can do this too, of your choice, in the spaces where I'm going to be putting rhinestones. And that is so that if there is any little tiny gapping, there will be something sparkling there. Like, when I say I'm working from biggest to smallest, I mean down to the smallest grain of glitter to make sure that this case is heavily saturated. So now I'm going to start filling in those spaces with different sizes of rhinestones, starting with the biggest size down to the smallest desired size or required size. I ended up using like 4 different sizes of rhinestones on this case altogether. I really appreciate this kit though because it came with a bigger size of rhinestone that I've never had before. I also ended up using different shapes of rhinestones. I used like the bigger rhinestones were like these 2 different heart shapes that I used. I used some little flower or daisy shapes that it had, and I also used like a bow or a dog bone shape. You'll be able to see that like maybe towards the end. It's kind of hard to see the different shapes, but I'm just gonna let this play out and you'll just see the case become junkier and junkier and more full over the span of this video. And again, thank you for tuning in and welcome if you're new. And now I'm going to cure this case. It kind of was awkward trying to position it into the lamp, but I end up getting it together later and getting it positioned correctly. I will cure this twice for a minute each time. I did opt for the low heat while I was adjusting it, but then I did put it on just regular 60 seconds. And I did this twice. So I flipped the case over so that both sides, the entire case would have a chance to fully cure. And I did go ahead and take my little brush here and dust off any excess glitter before I went in with like a second round of charms. And this is where you will see me add the Hello Kitty charms. So I'm going to do the exact same prep that I did on the back of this case on the buttons. I've never seen anybody with a case that had, I guess, these type of buttons and they put like rhinestones on it. And now that we have UV resin as rhinestone glue, I said, why not? I know it'll last longer, especially if I prep it properly and take care of the case and I'm very gentle on it. It's just different and beautiful. You guys will see like at the end of the video. I'm so excited for this case. It's on my phone right now. And it's just something about creating something for yourself that just is very, 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 very fulfilling. I am happy that I started this channel because I have opportunities to do that more now and also just share it with everybody. and hopefully this inspires you to be more creative or to start a channel where you have the space to do so. And if not showing the world, just for yourself as a form of self-care. And y'all, this is the case. I am so happy with this case. I don't know what else to really do with the case. I did add like a couple of older charms that I found that I knew I wasn't going to use like after this video, but this is the case on my phone. And I really think it matched really well with my theme of my phone and the wallpaper. But just look at that, y'all. Like the little buttons, they still are functional. I'm just displaying that here. But yes, this case is my favorite case. And that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.